Hello guys, we've been talking all about emotions lately and there have been a lot going on, and so some of that gets us really shaken up. And so we're going to keep talking about that today. And what we need you to do is grab a few supplies from home. So you're going to need some water, you'll need a few clear glasses, some blue food coloring, some yellow food coloring, and either some paper towel or some coffee filters. And so we're going to start by pouring some water into our 3 glasses. Now your middle glass should have a little less water than the other 2 glasses. We're going to have those end ones nice and full there. Perfect. So we're going to talk about our emotions. So there have been a lot of things that have been shaking us up lately. So maybe you've been feeling like you're really angry because this pandemic is affecting you in all sorts of ways and it is not fun and it's just making you mad. Or maybe you have been feeling a little bit scared, like you don't know what's going on or when life is going to go back to normal. Are you going to get sick? Things can be really frightening. Or maybe you're really kind of sad. And that gets us shaken up too, because life isn't what it used to be like, and that's really kind of sad. We miss our old life. So we have been really shaken up here. Now this week has been Holy Week, and that is another time full of emotions. And so maybe you have been paying attention to all the activities on the Facebook page and learning a lot about that, but I'll just give you a little overview just in case. So at the beginning of the week, we see that Jesus comes into Jerusalem and the people are excited and they're praising him and they're so excited that he's there. But then shortly after, then people start getting angry that he's saying that he is the Messiah. And then people are getting scared. They don't know what's going on. So everyone is getting shaken up there. And then on Good Friday, we remember that Jesus died. And that is a very sad day. So we are going to put some blue into one of our cups here. So it's a very sad day. But you know what? All these mixed up emotions, they make us really uncomfortable. And we want so badly to have some joy. And we can certainly have joy even in the midst of all these mixed up emotions. I'm going to get you to put some yellow in this one over here. So we are looking to have joy even when things are not going like we think that they should, and we definitely can. So what I'm going to get you guys to do is fold your paper towel or your coffee filters, and then we're going to put them like this so that the blue goes into the clear, and then another one so that the yellow goes into the clear. And then watch, and you're going to see why we can have joy in the midst of all of our mixed up emotions.
But if he died, how can we say Jesus has power over death?
Because he didn't stay dead. Jesus was crucified on a Friday and placed in a tomb that night. On Sunday morning, 2 women who were followers of Jesus went to the tomb and discovered something incredible. It was empty. The huge stone that blocked the entrance had been rolled away, and Jesus wasn't there. Matthew and Luke both tell us that the women meet an angel who says Jesus is no longer dead. He's alive.
This is what we celebrate on Easter Sunday.
This is what we celebrate every Sunday, but especially on Easter Sunday. They didn't have to take the angel's word for it, though, because Jesus appears right in front of them, living, walking around and talking. And then Jesus appears to his disciples, and then to more than 500 people. Jesus proved that he had authority over death itself, that the power of sin and death was broken, that the kingdom of God was real, and that we can all be a part of it.
Wow, that's not just good news, that's amazing news. So, is this it? Is that how it ends?
Jesus tells his disciples to go tell everyone. Spread the blessing to the whole world so everyone can hear, so everyone has a chance to be a part of the new kingdom.
And then, according to Luke, Jesus blesses his disciples and disappears into the clouds.
We're all invited to be a part of the kingdom of God, to be sons and daughters of the King.
And Jesus is the Lamb of God who saves us. Saves us from what?
From the stain of sin that keeps us away from God.
From the power of sin that ruins our lives and our relationships.
And eventually, even from the presence of sin, when the kingdom of God explodes in full bloom, wiping out sin and sickness and death forever.
When will this happen? How does this work? Does God make us be a part of his kingdom?
Good questions, Ian. So when will God wipe out sin and sickness and evil and death forever? We don't know, because he hasn't told us. As for your other question, Jesus doesn't make us follow him. He invites us to follow him, to be a part of the new kingdom, to experience life as a child of the King. So as you're watching and learning, if you realize that you've never decided to follow Jesus, that you've never said, hey, I want to be a part of the kingdom of God, but you think you want to, talk to your parents or your Sunday school teacher or your pastor. If you're a grown-up, talk to another grown-up that you know follows Jesus. And keep watching, because we've got a whole lot more to learn.
When Jesus died on the cross, he took all our sadness, all our sickness, all those things that cause those uncomfortable mixed up emotions, and he gives us something even better. Gives us joy, and it just comes bursting out of us, just like it did for the women who came and saw the empty tomb. They were so excited, they had to go and tell everyone. That joy was just bursting out of them. And so when we give all of those things to Jesus and we put our trust in him, Jesus gives us new life. And that new life is represented by the color green, just like our little guy right here. And so the other thing that's really cool is that it's about growth. And so maybe your color hasn't turned green just yet, but that's okay, because growth sometimes is a little bit slow and long. But the more we get to know about Jesus, the more we grow and become more and more like him. So I will be putting more things on our Facebook page to help you grow and become more like Jesus, and to help you just grow in that joy that we can have with Jesus.